someone with every organization that's on the hot seat, and whether it's a coach, GM, or a player. Start with the Cowboys, McCarthy. Maybe you want to put Dak on that list. I don't know. But McCarthy, yes, at the end of the season, would they make a coaching change if it doesn't work out? Jerry, not getting any younger, and with this long stretch, as I said earlier, 27 years without getting to a Super Bowl. Obviously, it will not happen. I think we laugh at the first coach fired stuff. He just isn't going to do that. I think he's only done it once in his career. Was it Wade Phillips? In any event, I can't imagine, even if it goes sideways, that he would fire McCarthy mid-season. So at the end of the season, if they underachieve and miss the playoffs, okay. But I will agree that that the seat's hot for McCarthy, even though they won a playoff game last year.
My God, he's been a coach for 17 years now, huh? I guess that makes sense. I mean, he botched the thing in Green Bay for a good 10 years, so before they finally said, hey, it's not working here, time to move on.
Yep. Or he lost another close one. I feel that same way about Bill Cowher. How many big games did he lose? He's in the Hall of Fame?
Well, you can say that about more.
But how many times was Bill Cowher at home in an AFC title game and lost? Lost to the Patriots, he was a big favorite. He lost to Stan Humphries. I mean, he had a lot of stinkers.
I look at quarterbacks and how they played a little bit more. And like their team performance, like the Manning debacles year after year with the Colts is just 14-2 every single year.
Yeah.
Home field advantage. Oh, another first round loss.
All right.
Wait, what?
High on the Steelers, no doubt. But if they don't get it done this year and you don't see a big year out of Pickett, Matt Canada. I thought he would work wonders with this offense last year, the new system, and it didn't really work out. You can maybe blame the offensive line. A lot of the wide receivers were ticked off at the scheme. But it's a big year for Matt Canada, and I will agree with that one, that he's on the hot seat in Pittsburgh. Because the defense is stacked. I mean, can you score enough points where you make the playoffs and can win a game or two?
Well, let's talk about this for a second here. What's not to like with the offense?
Sure.
Right? I mean, Pickett's in his second year. I know people who are, I need to see it to believe it, like in terms of the jump, but I think that he can make a nice jump this year. Overall, though, this team is as good as any team, if not better, at drafting wide receivers. I mean, look at this again. Now, Pickens has been awesome in the preseason. He was such a good prospect going to Georgia, got hurt, obviously. But if that kid can take off, along with Johnson and then the combo at running back, they have the weapons here.
Okay. Very good. I want to see what you think of this one. In light of what happened yesterday, now we know no one's pushing him. He's the only guy on the roster. Mac Jones. Let's go back to the rookie year and then how it ended. Blown out in the playoff game against Buffalo. Did not play well down the stretch. Hasn't played well against the Bills at all. And then last year was a debacle. So if he has you can't blame Patricia this year. Now you have O'Brien. And you could maybe point to the lack of weapons. But if they finish in last place, he doesn't have a big year. And he had a good camp by all reports. Does the New England, are they looking at a new quarterback?
I would like to give him at least 2 years if O'Brien's going to stay there for a year beyond this too. Because again, last year was just, how do you do that to the kid? How do you bring in a defensive-minded coach?
I can't believe Hoodie did that.
Neither can I. And then, Mac Jones was leaving the field and you could hear they had to use a 7-second delay because he was cussing so loudly at the coaches and, probably at Patricia on the sideline there. So they're expected to finish in last place in their division, probably by a couple of games if you look at what the market's telling us.
I love Belichick. Love him. How's the record without Brady? How's it gone since Brady left? Okay. Joe Douglas and Salah.
Now, quarterback's a very important position.
I know, I got you. But that's, Joe Douglas, 20-44 record. Salah, 11-23 since becoming head coach of the Jets.
Oh, he's absolutely on the hot seat now.
Yep, and that first 6 games.
Now, this can go either way, right? He can win coach of the year or potentially be first coach fired.
That's right. How about Goff? You want to push back there or no? I think even if he has an average season, they drafted Hooker, but he's not ready. What are they going to do? I don't think he'll be ready.
Not. After what he did last year?
I can't get there with that.
No.
I can get there.
I would say Dan Campbell could be.
Yeah? Okay. Patrick Graham, defensive coordinator, Raiders. 28th in total defense. Last in takeaways. 30th in sacks. Absolutely.
Well, here's the thing, right, with coordinators. You still need some talent, right? I mean, some guys are capable to make it work pretty much regardless of where they go. Like Fangio could probably make it work with a lot. He would make a lot of teams improve that are really, really bad. Not every DC is Vic Fangio, though.
Yeah.
The Raiders have whiffed on so many draft picks over going. I mean, the Mayock.
That's right.
The Mayock grew. Basically, the Gruden years were so bad. I still can't believe I lost a win total bet on them 2 years ago.
Did you see Leatherwood was cut?
Oh yeah, another one. First round guy they had to have. We saw him play at Alabama in the national title game. Sure, we're going to take him in the first round.
Yeah.
When he had a third round grade or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So, boy.
Who's on the hot seat?
That should be McDaniels, by the way.
Yep, chime in. I that's fair, no doubt. You can't blow all these halftime leads and double-digit leads.
No.
Rivera, obvious.
Well, he has to be.
Wilson, obvious. The gem from Michael Lombardi. He has a short leash. Maybe Stidham gets in there. Peyton will not screw around. Stefanski. Yep, we know that.
No doubt.
Ritter, absolutely. Will they go? Will they make a move early on in the season? Cousins. Yeah, he's going to be their guy, but this is a big year for the future, you know? How can you keep bringing him back, giving them all this money? And they won 13 games, but it was smoke and mirrors, and they got beat and couldn't win a playoff game.
Yeah, I'm not going to say now. No. End of the year, that goes back to the first person you talked about with McCarthy.
Have you seen the facial hair? He looks like Johnny Cakes.
Yeah, it does. It's not a good look. Clean it up a little bit.
Can't pull it off. No. You know this. You've been very outspoken about this guy, Gutekunst, with the Packers.
With the Packers?
Well, you might also want to put Jordan Love right there, too, 1-2. Maybe more so Jordan Love. What if Jordan Love can't play? I think he'll be fine.
His first year, but...
Yeah, but if it's a disaster, or I would definitely point the finger at this guy, saying, wait a second. Why'd you take this guy? It wasn't a need. We had Rodgers. He was winning MVPs. Why didn't you get him help at offense, especially the wide receiver position?
Here's the bad part about the Packers. They have no owner. Right? The shareholders own the team. So the management, basically, that guy has nobody to speak to other than the owners, right? I'm pretty sure that's how it works with the team. So, I don't want to ramble for too long here. But the amount of times that they had a chance to go out and get somebody in free agency to maybe help them get over the top.
Absolutely.
And they won't even consider it.
Yep.
Drove me insane.
Yep. I agree with this one because Danny Dimes got his money. He's locked up. How about Barkley? What if Barkley doesn't have a big year or there's injuries?
Well, look at the running back position now.
Absolutely. But not only is Barkley gone, who knows who's going to give him a long-term deal? And what's going to happen?
Put it this way, Paulie.
Huge, and all those ridiculous. Jacobs did a great job. That contract, those incentives, that'd be a career year for him to hit those incentives.
I would say that running backs are on the hot seat the second they're drafted.
Yeah.
With the current CBA and how the contracts work out, it's this year's Exhibit A. Look no further. It's not happening for that position.
Totally agree with this one. Staley and Telesco, the GM with the Chargers.
They have to be.
3 playoff appearances, that's it, in 12 years. And with all this talent and at least what they have with the quarterback, I love getting Kellen Moore as the OC and get rid of Lombardi. And it's going to be taking shots down the field and you get Johnson as well in the first round. But yeah, if they miss the playoffs, Staley's gone, you're probably looking at a new GM as well.
Well, they have to move on if he misses the playoffs. I don't know, man. The GM's done a good job acquiring all the talent. Like, there's a ton of talent on this team. I'll go one further. If they blow another playoff game, I'm not going to say last year because last year was so egregious. But if they blow a 2-score lead in the second half in a playoff game, then the head coach probably gone.
Who's on the hot seat in Buffalo?
How many people could it possibly be?
Like if they have a down year, if they shock the world and miss the playoffs,
I would only point at the head coach.
Yeah,
that's it.
Tough, yeah.
I
think Dorsey would be the fall guy.
Yeah, I could see that too.
At least you could say, well, defensively we had so many injuries last year. And
yeah, I think McDermott's actually really, really good. And there's been a drop off from Daboll to Dorsey.
Yeah,
which regardless of who followed Daboll, there was going to be a drop-off. That guy was phenomenal. And then he goes on to win Coach of the Year right away last year.
Your running game can't be Josh Allen design run, so
not
just
at all.
Take off and go. That can't be.
Visit VSiN.com to get current odds, listen for free, find showtimes, and download VSiN sports betting podcasts.